In the cold outdoor, hypothermia can be fatal within hours. It can take hold of you within minutes, especially when you are not dressed for it. If you ever find yourself in a situation that you need to build a shelter with or without tools, then I got 5 options for you to build. Winter survival shelter number 1. Use a tree well. In woodlands with deep snow, finding shelter can be as easy as locating a naturally occurring tree well. These are gaps or swaths of ground with a lower density of snow under evergreen trees. When the snow collects on the tree boughs, rather than under the tree, it creates a natural pit which can be easily adapted into a shelter. If possible, dig down to the bare ground and push the snow to create a small wall around the well to block wind. Since a fire would melt the snow-covered boughs overhead, your best bet for warmth is packing the well with insulating materials. If you can find a few rocks in the snow, use a fire to warm them and place them in your bedding for heat. Winter survival shelter number 2. Dig a snow trench. If the snow is solid enough to cut into slabs, you can use a saw to cut blocks out to form a trench and position the blocks like a ceiling to cover it. In the event the snow won't hold together to build solid building blocks, or if you are caught without tools, you can still dig out a trench and cover it with a flat roof of poles, tree boughs, and an insulating layer of snow. Winter survival shelter number 3. Make a lean-to. One of the simplest and most frequently constructed primitive shelters is the lean-to. You can set one up in less than an hour with a variety of materials, and the basic, one-sided design will give you a haven from some wind and rain the wilderness might throw at you. Securely support a long, stout pole between 2 trees. Cover one side with poles, brush, or branches. Then heap leaves, grasses, palm fronds, or any other vegetation that is available on top. The flaws of this shelter are not holding in any heat, and if the wind or rain changes direction, you'll no longer be sheltered. Winter survival shelter number 4. Carve a snow cave. A snow cave may be the only shelter option in areas with deep snow. This is typically the most dangerous shelter to create, as the inhabitants could suffer from low oxygen, or even be buried alive if the ceiling collapses. That's why snow selection is so critical. Select a deep, solid snow bank or drift. Dig into the side of it and form a tunnel into a low spot. This is the cold well, which is a place where the coldest air can fall and collect. Then dig up and over, creating a shelf or platform to sleep on. This should be the highest part of the shelter. Dig a small hole about 6 inches in diameter somewhere in the roof for ventilation, especially if you plan on blocking the entrance with a doorway like a backpack or a sizable chunk of snow. Winter survival shelter number 5. Build a Quinji. The Quinji is a dome-shaped snow shelter, similar in shape to an igloo, but much easier to construct. Snow must be just right to build an igloo. While you can pack together most types of snow for a Quinji, to build one, start by piling up some movable gear, like backpacks, under a tarp. Then pile snow over the tarp and gear. Pack the snow down until it's about 2 feet thick all the way around. Next, insert 3 or 4 dozen 12-inch long sticks around the dome. Burrow into the side of the Quinji and retrieve the tarp and gear. Excavate snow inside the mound until you reach the base of every stick. This will ensure the dome has a uniform thickness. Last, make a fist-sized ventilation hole in the roof of the Quinji. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And remember, you are never too prepared.